It sounds innocent. It's colorful, easy to grab, and it costs maybe $1 at the supermarket. But this one fruit is secretly triggering tiny electrical storms in your head and paving the way for a silent stroke while you sleep. Think of your brain like a delicate, invisible fire starting deep inside. You don't feel it, but the damage is happening. This isn't about avoiding the Sunday potluck dessert tray once a year. This is about a daily habit that's building up plaque, bit by bit. That one fruit may cause brain inflammation and even stroke if you don't stop. You might not notice it at first, but it's there. And that's why I need to share this with you. I know this is tough to hear, but I'm here because you've earned the right to know the truth about your body after 50. We all want that sharp memory, that clear focus. We want to be independent and keep that beautiful clarity of mind we need to enjoy life. We want to remember every Thanksgiving with our grandkids. And the truth is, the biggest risks to your brain aren't always the obvious ones. Sometimes, they're the things we think are healthy. To make this real, let me show you what that looks like in a true story. Meet Robert, 62, a retired engineer from Texas. Robert was doing everything right, or so he thought. Every morning, he'd sit out on his front porch with his drip coffee, enjoying his healthy breakfast. Oatmeal with a full cup of sliced fruit. He loved that feeling of starting his day with something sweet and natural. But over the last 2 years, Robert started needing his wife to remind him of simple things. Where he parked, the names of old friends. It wasn't the big things, just little snags, tiny moments of confusion. What he didn't know was that the high amount of fructose he was eating daily was spiking his glucose and creating constant neuroinflammation, a silent attacker that damages blood vessels. As the Wexner Medical Center describes it, these spikes are like gasoline on silent embers. The small blood vessels in Robert's brain were slowly getting stiffer, narrowing. That's the perfect setup for a silent stroke. A mini event you don't feel, but that quietly kills off a piece of your memory or balance. That's just one story, and it leads us directly to the source. Here are the top 3 fruits you need to rethink right now if you're over 50. 1. The super sweet juice fruit. This one is everywhere. It's a favorite in smoothies and fruit bowls. I'm talking about grapes. We think of grapes as nature's candy, but a typical serving is so dense in sugar that it causes a sharp spike in blood glucose, a major driver of inflammation. Think about the last time you saw a big bowl of grapes at a picnic or a 4th of July barbecue. People just keep eating them, handful after handful. For the brain, that constant sugar surge is a silent fire, the kind that ends in confusion or worse. High glucose makes your blood sticky, and sticky blood is more likely to create the microclots that cause a stroke. That's how this habit can raise your stroke risk. Moving on to number 2. Here's one that surprised even me. 2. The Tropical Blood Vessel Stiffener. Next up is a tropical treat we often add for its creamy texture. Bananas. A ripe banana is packed with sugar, but the real issue here is its effect on your arteries. Consistent high glucose from daily intake causes a process called glycation. It's basically when sugar molecules attach to proteins, making them rigid. Imagine the roads in your town are always open and smooth. Glycation is like putting speed bumps and potholes everywhere. It makes it harder for your blood to flow freely to your brain. Over time, it builds up until something breaks. Often at night. Often without warning. This is more common than people think. So, if this information is connecting the dots for you, comment below and tell me, what fruit are you eating every day right now? Now, let's look at our final item. 3. The smoothie staple that needs limits. The third one is usually frozen and tossed in every single healthy shake. Mangoes. Mangoes are delicious, but their glycemic load is extremely high. They're like a direct shot of rocket fuel to your glucose levels. According to the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, this frequent glucose load contributes to something called oxidative stress. Think of it as rust in your brain's circuits. The sugar isn't just energy, it's an accelerant for that rust. The tiny damaged vessels in your brain are the first to suffer from this stress. That damage increases your vulnerability to those small, insidious strokes that chip away at your independence. The good news is that taking action brings immediate rewards. So, what happens when you take these out, or at least cut them down to a small occasional treat? When you ease off the sugar load, a new kind of light comes on. That mental fog you've been living with lifts, and the sun comes out. You'll notice it when you're re-driving, and you don't need to second-guess the turn. You'll feel it when you open your bank statement and handle the numbers with ease. You'll have the energy to spend a full day at the farmer's market and still feel fresh. This isn't just about avoiding a diagnosis. It's about reclaiming your sharpness, your clarity, and that peaceful feeling of being in complete control of your own mind. If that's what you want, here's what to do next. It doesn't take a complete overhaul. Just start by swapping that high-sugar fruit for a handful of berries, an avocado, or some nuts. Look for fruits with a lower glycemic index. This small change is your biggest defense. It's not just about memory, it's about preventing what could be a silent stroke, the unseen thief of your future. Protect your mind and the independence you've earned. Don't keep this vital information to yourself. Someone you know could be at risk. Share this video with 2 friends or family members who you know are worried about their health after 50. Let us protect the beautiful minds in our lives.